Previously on Greasy Hammer's factory. Alright, finally we got coal generators up and running. As it turns out, there's a hidden feature in the game that's been recently discovered. This is an oil geyser. We got lots of water. Let's look at our oxygen. Everything seems cozy in here. Gonna collect all this oil, bring it up. Alright, we're almost at the magma. This volcano is getting ready to erupt, so we're gonna build a chamber. Gonna put a pump here to extract the naphtha, and then some plumbing. And we're gonna set up a reservoir above. Looks like we're starting to have some overloads around here. Meanwhile, our coal miners are hard at work. There we go. Now we're cooking. Hello everyone. Once again, this is G, and welcome back to the factory. I want to show you some of the power upgrades I made while no one was looking. Over here, we don't have any more overloads. And now we have 3 transformers feeding our 3 branches that are fairly evenly distributed. Except this thing over here is still being fed by the hamster wheels, but it doesn't run all the time. But down here, we have our main source of power, which is the petroleum generator now. And it's being hooked up to a smart battery. And down here we have our coal generators as additional power. And once again, they're connected to a couple smart batteries, which are incidentally being cooled by this contraption up here. And it just so happens something's printing now. Let's have a look. Plastic. Isn't that ironic? Alright, we'll take that. Alright, let's do this. So because of the changes to the way the food is stored, I've added a fridge over here. But as you can see, it's still in a vacuum. But notice something interesting. It's supposed to output 500 DTUs of heat, but in fact, it's not heating up. What's going on here? Well, a lot of the structures, if they're in a vacuum, they output heat to themselves and then heat the surrounding air or liquid. Whereas in case of the fridge, it will heat up the surrounding air, but if it's in a vacuum, it won't heat up anything, even itself. So that's a nice tip, and make sure to keep your fridges in a vacuum at least until there's some changes made. But so far this seems to work pretty well. Now I want to show you something over here, and we're going to be building a radiation chamber with Weezewords over here. But first we got to adjust this a little bit because we got these little guys crawling around, and we just can't have that. So we got to let them out. Let me get rid of this. We're just going to force them out of here. Let's speed this up. Alright, while this is happening, I want to show you something else. So over here, I've added a little bit of automation. And now we don't have to open this door manually, because that was pretty annoying. It checks to see if there's polluted water here. Let's see, yep, there it is. And it needs to make sure it's above a certain pressure that's appropriate for this particular tile here. And then it will open the door for a little bit and let some polluted water in. And then over here we have a filter to take out the clean water, but it's currently not running because there's not that much clean water. And then one other thing I want to show you is our oxygen supply. Well, first of all, we added the CO2 pipe over here, so we dumped the CO2 down. But down here, this is getting a little bit blocked because of the pressure of CO2. So now we have a high pressure vent, and it checks to see if it's not oxygen. So it checks to see if there's oxygen, and then there's a not gate. So if it's not oxygen over here, it will open the vent. Otherwise, it will close it. And this helps to percolate the gas. Let me show you. Here we have oxygen, and it's gradually percolating up, and it's filling this area. And this works okay for now. I think it's a kind of an interim solution. It's not going to be permanent, but it's good enough for now because the dupes are going to be working down here in a vacuum, and then they can come up for a breather. And then once we have atmosuits, this is not going to be an issue anymore. But anyways, let's keep going. Alright, over here we're digging. Let's excavate some more. And in fact, we need to get some insulation in here. So let's get rid of this. Alright, we're putting in a liquid lock, and that's going to separate out our radiation chamber from the rest of the base. Alright, we're going to drip a little bit of water in that tile. And let's disconnect that. Alrighty. There we go. And we're going to have to carve out all this oxalite. It would be nice to keep it, but oh well. It's fine. We got lots of oxygen now. Let's just get in the way. Now we gotta get rid of this. Now we're just going to create a liquid lock over here. We're going to use some petroleum we got kicking around now. And some water. Let's see what's printing over here. What do we got? Barbecue. Alright, we'll take that. We're going to get some more dupes pretty soon, but for now we'll just keep going with 10. It's a good, nice, even round number. And then we also need to mop up all of this. Alright, that didn't quite work out. Let's try that again, shall we? There we go. Finally. Valve to the rescue. So I think you might probably already see where I'm going with this here. We're going to put some Weezeworts over here in planter boxes. And we're going to control them on and off using these airlocks over here. So when the airlocks are open, Weezeworts will stop radiating and it will be safe to go in. And vice versa. Alright, so I had to rearrange things a little bit. So we're going to actually put the weight plate over here. And then we're also going to put some insulated tiles over here. But while we were building all this, I noticed something else down here. I want to show you. So over here, things have been pressurizing pretty well. And you can see we got a max gas pressure now. That's not good. So what we started doing down here is we're going to build a little room over here, which is going to be very similar to the way that this traps CO2. And we have a vent here, but currently it's not running. Over here, we're going to set up a similar one, and it's going to be running. And this is going to pump all the CO2 out of here and into this tiny room. Alright, let's speed this along. There we go. Now we're pumping CO2 in here. And what we should do is add a sensor in here to make sure that only CO2 gets pumped. So let's do that. Oh yeah, we're cooking. And it should drop the pressure down here as well. Alright, our radiation research is done. So let's go ahead and finish up this thing now. So now we can add our radiation equipment. We're going to put our generator over here after we finish all this other stuff. And let's see here. Incidentally, one thing I forgot to do here is add a return loop. So we have a building up of water here. Let's go ahead and add that in. Alright, in the meantime, this is building. Let's add this door over here. Put a weight plate. And now we can go ahead and put our research station here. We're going to direct the flow of Radbolts. Alright. I'm going to turn this off. Alright, while we're building, let's see what's printing here. Fertilizer or copper ore? Oh, let's take the ore for now. Alright. And the building continues over here. Gonna rearrange a few things. We're gonna need to pump the air out and get some hydrogen into here. And over here, we're going to add a liquid reservoir for the petroleum. And we also got the gas generator here with battery. We're going to use all this gas that's being produced. And it's slowly making its way up here. Well, that ought to do it. All done. We got our reservoirs. And we've got our Radbolt reflectors now. Our radiation research just finished. And we're going to add a generator right here, smack in the middle. And if we look at the automation, the generator is controlled by the switch as well as the doors. So when the switch is off, the doors are open. And the Radbolt generator will be off. And when these doors are open, the reservoirs are off as well. And if we look at the chute, it just feeds the phosphorite into here. And it's controlled by this weight plate here. So as long as it's over 100 kilos, it's not going to feed anymore. And that way the dupes don't have to come in here and get irradiated. Alright, I think it's all situated. We can turn that on. Alright, that didn't work. Let's see what's going on here. That's interesting. Epic fail. There. All fixed. Alright, we got radiation. Yes, we do. And this is the point of highest radiation here. That's why we got the generator smack in the middle. And it's accumulating. We just got to point it in the right direction. There we go. There. It's going to shoot diagonally. Wait a minute. It doesn't look right. Alright, hold on. Let's fix this. This got to go. Alright, Travaldo's going to take care of business. Much better. Alright, now it's going to hit diagonally, come across, and then shoot down into this study terminal. Alrighty, let's keep going. If we look at our research, we're working on renewable energy, and very soon we're going to have steam turbines. And once we do, we're going to have some fun. In the meantime, let's carry on. Now, you'll notice one thing I did here is I vacuumed out this area, but now we should add some hydrogen in here. We could leave it as a vacuum, and that way these things aren't going to cool anything. But, come on, who wants that? Let's get some hydrogen in here. Alright, it's feeding it. Yep. There we go. Alright, that ought to do it. There. Now we're cooling. And we're radiating. Oh, we got our first Radbolt. And Travaldo's all over it. Oh, this is fantastic. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. Food. Looks okay. Let's see what's printing. Ooh, we could always use more iron. Perfect. Now down here, we got the generators all built out. So we got our petroleum generator. And we have our overflow tank for petroleum. Pressure looks nominal-ish. And it looks like we ran out of natural gas, but that's fine. We got our natural gas generator. And we're dripping all the polluted water down here for now. And then we can stick a pump in here. But this should be okay for the time being. Temperature looks okay. And we got our coal generators as well, but not much coal, so we'll have to work on this. Let's start digging over here. Ooh. What's this? Hello. Let's see what it is. Oh, looks like another magma volcano. Minor. That's pretty minor. That's fine. And we stopped our food production for the time being. I just cut off the pipe over here with polluted water because we got way too much food. We're going to need to match the production to our demand. Otherwise, we're going to have a lot of rot. And who wants that? Let's see. Fresh water looks not great. We're going to have to deal with that. Alright, tell you what. Let's put a pump down here. And we should also put a filter, I think. Well, that should do it. There we go. All set. Yep. And we could do the same thing over here. But I need this ridiculousness over here using power. Well, that ought to do it. We got a filter for polluted water, and we got a filter for clean water over here. And then we got clean water going this way, and the rest of it goes up. We just got to fix this bit over here. In the meantime, down here we got some next level CO2 sequestration going on. Oh yeah. We're collecting that CO2. And here's the culprit that's making all of that. And there's a little bit of natural gas, but I think for the most part this is actually wasting power right now. So we can just turn this whole thing right off. That's enough of that. Alright, let's see what's printing here. Alright, we'll take that for now. And we're researching our steam turbines. Let's see how that's doing. Alright, we're almost there. Just a little bit more left to go. Might as well start building the steam turbine chambers. Alright, I think over here is going to be an excellent spot for a turbine hole. But first we're going to need to dig all this out. Alright, that should do it. We'll let him dig for now, and then we'll come back to this later. Alright, while this digging is going on, our research is complete. Let's have a look. Alright, we got steam turbines. This is going to be fun. I have a feeling. Oh, you just had to make this difficult, didn't you? Solid filter all the way over here. Oh, but hey, let's research this next. That should be useful. Alright, meanwhile, the digging continues. No suits, just hold your breath, folks. Well, I tell you what. We're not going to hold our breath while the dupes are digging, but I know that they certainly are. But let's see. Radiation is radiating. Travaldo is going to sleep, I guess. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have this little problem over here where the pipe keeps breaking because of the water temperature, but we're going to sort this out later. This is fine for now. If anyone gets stressed, they just get a nice massage and get back to work. That should be fine. Food is dwindling, which is the way we like it. We have so much fresh water, we have a bit of a problem here. Let's get rid of it. That should fix itself pretty soon. In the meantime, we'll just do some fasting. And let's see what's printing here. Alright, for the time being, we'll take lime. And then once we get steam turbines, we're going to start picking up dupes once again. Alright, let's carry on here. Let's see how the digging is progressing. Oh, nice. It's almost done. Alright. Alright. Our steam turbines are going to go over here. and we're going to have a pipe of magma going through, and it's just going to drop out as igneous rock. It's going to be fed at 1 kilo per second or less, and then it should be fine. And over here we can put a cooling pool, but we don't even need that initially. And at the last steam turbine, we're going to put an aquatuner over here. Let's actually get that going. Make that out of steel. Alright. Alright, we're going to let that build, and we'll come back to it a bit later. Alrighty, we skipped ahead a little bit, and you can see our power plant is coming along. We also have a magma pump over here that's going to be coming in pretty soon. We're going to use this volcano, and we're going to store our magma over here. There's still a few ways to go, but it's coming along so far. I gotta find some music for the next montage. Post some suggestions in the comments below. Alright, we're at cycle 197, and the steam turbine hull is finally done, and the magma pump is finally done as well. We just gotta add all of our liquids here, and we're gonna use plumbing for all of this. I pre-filled this a little bit, but that's not enough, so we're gonna need more. Let's actually zoom in over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use pliers to maneuver these pipes around. And we'll start by filling the oil. So we have oil on the bottom here. So here's what we'll do. We'll connect this up. And then we'll connect all of these pipes like that. And we don't need too much oil. So let's have a look here. And then we'll fill the next one. There we go. And we'll connect this. And let's have a look over here. Done. Alright, let's put everything back. Let's see here. Nice. Alright, we got about 10 kilos on the bottom, give or take. And what we need now is we need some water. So let's have a look here. Okay, the oil has been all flushed out. So let's reconnect all this. There we go. Now we should have some water coming from the top. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we rigged up this pipe here for now, which was used previously for oil. And we'll put it back, but first we're just going to take this water from up here. And bring that all the way down. To feed into this cooling loop over here. And we can also use this loop to fill the water down here into these chambers. So let's do that. There we go. So we'll get about 20 kilos into each chamber, as you can see here. That should be fine. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to put a layer of water here to cool the steam turbines over here. So let's connect that up. Alright, that should do it. We got about 15 kilos per tile, 20 to 15, that should be fine. Okay, now we just got to fill the rest of the loop. Done. And finally we need to put water into this cooling chamber at the end here. So let's do that. Alright, that should do it. Let's have a look. Alright, we just got to disable this pump. Let's turn this to above 500. And let's see now. Yep, that's perfect. Alright, we've disabled this reservoir. We're going to adjust the plumbing a little bit. Alright, let's connect that here. There we go. Now what we got to do is we just got to get rid of this water over here. And then the oil will be able to go through. Alright, while we were waiting on the dupes to drain the water, what we can do is get started with the magma here. So reservoir is disabled. The plumbing for the magma should hit the reservoir first on its way out of the pump. And all we got to do is connect the automation. There we go. Let's have a look here. That's hitting the pump. And it's going straight into the reservoir. It should heat up these pipes, and then they will just be at a nice operating temperature, above 1500. All right, let's have a look here. The water should be gone now. We can connect the oil. And now the oil is going to be going through here, and it's going to be cooling this metal tile, which in turn will cool this naphtha, which in turn will cool this pump. Nice. Let's check this guy here. All right, we're going to need to set this to 1 kilo, but no more. We could go less, but definitely not more. Let's see now. Perfect. All right, now we got to connect the magma to it. And we can start a plant. There we go, that should fire up. And any excess is just going to go back into the reservoir. Let's have a look here. All right, finally we're getting some steam. But that's going to take a little bit to warm up. It's still not at full operating temperature yet. It's got ways to go here. All right, it's cycle 203, and we're firing on all cylinders here. This reservoir is pretty full now. And if we look at the plumbing, I adjusted some of it. So now this is going to be the main feed, but they're not in conflict with this one. So if this one comes in, it's going to take half the turns, and as it happens, it only feeds half the time. So this pipe will never get backed up. So this should be fine. And now we're running at 1 kilo per second of magma. And it comes out at a nice about 130 degrees out, and then immediately gets cooled. And then what you end up having is, you know, room temperature igneous rock coming out of this at the end. And in terms of power production, let's have a look. We got about 700 watts, about 700, and about 400 over here. So that's pretty good. But we're going to need to get more magma. So what we'll have to do is get some of the magma from down here. So we're going to set up another pump. And then we'll just feed it into a few more reservoirs, and we're going to stock this up. So we can have a stockpile of magma ready to go. And let's have a look at our base. So overall, we still got lots of room to grow. And if we have a look over here, this guy's not even producing any oxygen right now. This one is doing all the work. It has so much polluted water down here that it's producing lots of polluted oxygen. And you get clean oxygen at the end. But we could turn this on. Now we got enough power. So that should be fine. Yeah. The radiation over here is radiating. Let's have a look. Yep. This guy's collecting. Research is going on. Our glass forge research is almost done. Pretty soon we're going to have glass forges. And then we're going to be able to have some fun with igneous rock recycling. But for now, I'll leave you with this. This has been Greasy Hammer. And if you like this video, then smash that like button. And subscribe if you want to see more. Again, I want to thank all my subscribers. Thank you very much, everyone. And it keeps me going, to be honest. So I'm pretty excited to keep working on this. And I'm going to go get back to the next video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.